What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition of Holy Try Football Podcast semifinal preview. Let's see
Coming
if
down to it.
that's me. I can read from the people of the capital. I say the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to my west. D-Berg, what's up?
In the depressed city of Columbus, for obvious reasons. The Blue Jackets blew a 4-1 lead against the Penguins yesterday.
Oh,
Maybe a couple other things.
Maybe. Can to my east, what's up?
trying to stay warm out here. It's chilly, but I don't know how I feel about these playoffs. It's like, as a Penn State fan, which I'm not, it's always like, I don't want to say reassuring, but like when you see an Alabama or Georgia and Ohio State up there, you're like, well, those are the superpowers, you know. Penn State's never going to get there recruiting wise or have the resources those guys are going to have. But then when you see these four teams that have all largely been on the same level or way worse over the last 10 years, it's like, well, what the hell? And I don't know if I want any of them to win. I guess Oregon is not one of those, but three of the four are at the very best at Penn State's level or below, right? Or way below historically. So it's like, what the hell? I don't know, but it's exciting, I guess, as a neutral observer to see new blood. All four teams, their storylines. It's exciting. If you've been watching the playoffs, I don't know. Some here haven't. We're enjoying. I don't know. How's this make you feel, AY? Seeing four teams that are
Makes
not
you feel worse.
It makes you feel the same as me?
I feel worse.
You feel the same as me?
Yeah, I would have happily signed up for Ohio State, Georgia.
Oh. But now you see somebody else that's going to be able to stamp a dream season.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, basically. Oregon's not out of nowhere, but the other three are almost out of nowhere. I guess Miami maybe not out of nowhere.
Like this hurts more because of how much of a threat I thought Notre Dame would be, and now seeing this play out,
open up a field this was said to be, and it has turned out to be.
It's like, I mean, credit to Indiana, who, from what I hear, is a wagon.
From what you hear,
but so in a way, whoever wins I guess I'm rooting for Indiana or Oregon, because if Indiana wins, the last team to beat them was Notre Dame, rather handily. And Oregon at least has
not anywhere near the same team as this year. So.
Yeah, we haven't seen those two in the same field, so we don't know. But and Oregon, like you said, at least Oregon has
built.
They've been knocking for years now, so I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. But this is, 100% just pure bitterness. So I'm not.
Yeah.
It's
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. It's great. It was. There were some. Well, two of the games were absolute trash. Did not need to. I don't think we need to spend too much time on it.
Those were
the aforementioned wagon in.
Oh yeah, the wagon game.
Yeah.
Oh, and so I saw a few texts of the first game, the Oregon game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the worst playoff game of all time.
And like the first few I saw, man, it seemed like Tech was winning early. I went for a run, put my phone down, and then checked my phone, and it popped up, says Oregon shuts out Texas Tech. Like, what?
Well, it was a disgusting shutout too, because Oregon, I think they were like 6-0 at the half, but there were missed field goals. There were multiple plays, bad snaps that resulted in like minus 10-yard, not gains, minus 10-yard plays. I think Oregon was just disgusting the whole way. Texas Tech had one big play the whole first half, and then they missed the field goal out of that. But other than that, they couldn't. I don't think they even had a first down. That was the first down well into the second quarter, was that big play.
I must have saw that text then.
Yeah. And that's where, you see them going out and getting Sorsby here, rumored like $5 million. They spent all that money on the line and did a good job on the lines, particularly the defensive line. But I think the quarterback, the Baron, really held them back. Speaking of quarterback news, I'm just seeing now coming across the wire. Kentucky now with a prediction to flip Nebraska transfer quarterback commit Kenny Minchey. Rule taking it on the chin. It was a bummer.
I would rather Kenny be at Nebraska.
They were excited to have him.
I would rather him be there. Because he'd get shots at like Purdue and Northwestern.
You think you'd get beat up over there?
I just think Kentucky's already in the bottom in the SEC. At least Nebraska is in the middle of the Big Ten.
I feel like Kentucky's around the middle, though.
I don't know.
Lower middle.
I think Nebraska is about lower middle as well. The way they're trending. They've got a worse recruiting class than Penn State. They've signed like 10 people, I think, in the recruiting class.
All right. Okay.
I don't know what Rule is doing. His buddy Pat Kraft got him a fat extension, though, so. I guess we sidetracked there. We didn't even get into the other two games that were decent before we got to the transfer portal. But first game, Friday night. So, Dan, how'd you take this game in? How'd you and the missus? You guys
we just watched it at the house. It was disappointed for her. I was also irked because as I continue, I will henceforth refer to him as Moranio. Pretty much just stands on the sidelines and says, "Let's fucking go." There was 4 cutaways to him, and that's all he did. So that guy is still a moron. So I hate when those guys that actually are not – you've got to be, for me, the smartest football mind, at least on one side of the ball, to warrant being the head coach.
So he's not – so you're saying James Franklin should not be.
Franklin, Narduzzi.
What about Dabo?
Was that?
What about Dabo?
Yeah, Dabo's the worst.
Dabo's King CEO.
Yeah. It's frankly, it's pretty much every college football head coach.
But Mario is the one that put in those lines, the offensive and the defensive line. That's how he built it.
Yep.
He's getting all the credit.
Nah.
I think you could see this coming, I feel like, but throughout the year, everybody was saying, Ohio State, they controlled Texas, obviously, but then they didn't really play Oregon, Indiana, any of the really top teams in the conference, right? And they kind of just stiff-armed everybody down the way and they didn't really get tested. They didn't really need to open it up, and people were like, they're not opening it up because they don't need to. They're always, I guess, expected. I think rightfully so, because you've got Carnell Tate and you've got Jeremiah Smith out there. That there's this other gear that they could just flip it when they need to. But I think evidence by these last 2 games they played that they couldn't just switch it on, and everybody was like, "Oh, they're just choosing to go on these long, methodical drives." But I don't know. Maybe they just weren't capable of it, of the big play or being explosive. And when they needed it badly, they answered Miami. They went down 14-0. They got back to within 17-14. They had those 2 long touchdown drives in the second half. It was a game. But I don't know. I don't know if it was a choice or if it was by their own choice or that they're just incapable of it. But you go down 14-0 like that, I don't think you can afford to sit there on the ball and go on those methodical drives. They got a great defense. The defense did their job for the middle 2
until the last drive.
Yeah, exactly. The middle 2/3 of that game.
That's where any excuses were kind of null and void whenever they gave that up.
Exactly. And so you can't go on those methodical drives. Like I said, I don't think it was a choice. I think it's that they don't have the capability to be as explosive as they were obviously last year or going further back to like the CJ Stroud years. Because when you go down 14-0 like that, especially if you're playing against a team like Miami that also plays ball control, like they're just going to bleed the clock out, and you're giving your defense at that point zero margin for error. And obviously they, as you saw, broke there at the end. Is the sentiment now that Day sucks again and they want him out again now?
Yeah,
Like,
a little bit.
what happened?
Purged all his goodwill.
Yeah.
It was. I guess because
Well, the thing is,
the kicker's not getting off easy. Needless to say, either.
Yeah, the kicker ass.
Yeah.
Last 2 games, it's like an expectations thing, right? You lose all that talent. You come in preseason number 3 or whatnot, and then you beat Texas to come out, and you're number 1. You hold on to number 1 the whole rest of the way. But people forget, like, they turned over how much of this talent this year. I think it was a good coaching job to get to where they were. Yeah. Number 1 all throughout the year, and it's interesting. I think they return a ton next year, right? Well, maybe not a lot of the defensive talent. The Downs,
right? Yeah, Curry will be gone.
The Downs, the linebackers will be gone, right?
But they'll get it. Yeah, they'll get guys. It's I wouldn't be too broken up. That's why it's like it's a blessing and a curse, right? You expect to win every year, but then if you don't, it's like, okay, well, next year it'll be pretty good.
I'm interested to see what he does from for offensive coordinator now that Chip Kelly's off the board in Northwestern.
Oh my gosh, good get,
good get.
Medill.
Yeah, good job, Medill. Or if he'll go back to calling plays, but the other game. Unless you had anything else to add there, Dan?
No, yeah. Just again, the last drive. Credit there. Credit to the Beckass for not making any Beckass plays.
They've been keen to muzzle him and make sure he doesn't do any Beckass plays. They're not allowing him to do anything Beckass.
Yeah. Oh, and then Tony. How about another? Did he lose it? No, he didn't.
He got. I think there were 2 fumbles he had.
Exactly. Yeah.
And didn't lose either.
Flirting with disaster there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid game. A little bit dry, but
the pick six was the difference there, right?
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Because even with their ass kicker, you would think they would at least got 3 there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not, but at least it would have taken 7 off the board. Who knows how many if Miami goes down and does that or not, but
the game of the weekend, that one was crazy. Georgia, Ole Miss, Golding having a better playoff resume now than Lane. Actually, better than anybody not named Kirby Smart and Nick Saban in the SEC. He has more playoff wins than anybody else in the SEC, which is amazing. Think about. Georgia, I mean, they were up what, 21-12
when I went to bed.
Yes.
And I was expecting it to end up kind of, we talked about whatever 14, 17 point Georgia win.
Yeah.
And I wake up at probably 4 a.m. and I checked my phone like, what the hell? I sent you guys the
Did you watch the full second half?
Was that?
Did you watch the full second half or just
pretty much? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Because I found whatever a 1 hour game replay quickly available, and I was like, what the hell happened? And then
Chambliss at one point, I think he completed 13 in a row.
Right. Yeah.
And those plays he was making, AY, when your ban is over, you should check them out.
If it ever ends.
If it ever ends, because it was Johnny Football. It was Johnny Football. It was Manziel.
Yeah, the 3rd and 5 or whatever it was. That might have been 3rd and 5.
The whole drive where he had the 2 backdoor football plays, and then had the long right on the dime, right a dot right to Trey Wallace.
Yep.
Trey Wallace, speaking of Penn State transfer receiver, had like 130 some odd yards, I think. Touchdown, 2-point conversion too. It astounding. Great to see him step up like that. And you catch some of the Lane tweets afterwards and some of the Lane shade. I think people are getting a little tired of him down there in Oxford. The players, I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's sticking his head in there a little too much. And then a lot of the coaches, I think only Weiss is staying around now with the Rebels. I think most of they had 6 that had returned to Oxford to coach the playoffs, and now at this point, I don't think anybody expected. Lane wasn't expecting them to make it past this round, and so he's like, "You guys got to get back to work over here." As gracious as hit his boundaries, but Kirby again, another just weird team. They weren't particularly. I mean, they got torched on defense, but the offense, some weird play calls in there with Kirby. You could tell he didn't trust his defense. He went for it on 4th down multiple times in his own territory.
Tried a 55-yarder with ringworm.
That was just short, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it was like 5 yards short.
Yeah. He ran multiple of those gimmick plays he learned from Marcus last year, and he must have picked up Marcus's playbook or something when he walked in the stadium. He left it there in the trash can or something.
Maybe
because he tried a couple of those. One of them was beautiful. It was just like a reverse pass off of out of a punt formation that they completed.
Yeah, that was good.
Then they tried another one that was terrible. And then they just tried a 4th and like 7 or something like that from their own 29. And there was like 12 minutes to go in the game. They weren't like then they were down 3.
Right.
They go down 10 from there. I was like, what are you doing, Kirby?
With him, this is his spaz sideline demeanor. This is when it goes. This is when it's not so charming.
Yeah.
Because it's like when they're doing stuff like that and it's not working, then obviously end up losing. This is the downside. It makes it frustrating. Yeah. Whereas obviously people admire it's 42-3 and he's still doing the craziness that he's doing that routine. But yeah, it was. But you got to get. I guess Captain Obvious here, but you got to get in from what was it, 2nd and goal from the 3?
Yeah,
on their last full possession.
Yeah, on the last one. But also, yeah. Oh, and then the worst play call on 3rd down there.
Oh yeah.
Ole Miss no timeouts. You have to run the ball there.
Right.
You gotta.
Yep.
You cannot throw it out of bounds. You can't.
So did we get Stockton or Stinkton?
He was Finington. He was Finington.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he was just he was just
he converted a 4th and 9. That was a nice throw, on that last drive.
Yeah. He was definitely making some plays too.
Yeah. He wasn't Chambliss out there, but
no.
He held his own, and I mean they got it down there like Dan was saying, 2nd and 3, the 2nd and goal from the 3. Then they took a big loss. I think it was like 3rd and 6 at that point, and Ole Miss had used up their timeouts. There's 55 seconds left.
I figured out his aroma. It was no deodorant, but just got out of the shower an hour ago. Stocked.
There you go.
Got it.
Natural.
Au natural.
Natural. Yeah, I think you got to second guess that one. You have to run it with Ole Miss no timeouts, and then they get the ball probably with like 20 seconds left. Then you go to overtime.
Yep.
But he went for the win. He trusted Stockton.
Yep.
All right, let's keep us rolling here. We are picking Ole Miss, Miami, first game in
break down the Mayo Bowl.
In the Fiesta Bowl, in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, Glendale, Arizona.
We're bypassing the January 2nd bowl games.
I think we picked them already. Right? Oh, are you
I
talking?
was just,
Recap?
I
We're
was
talking
thinking-
recap.
Yeah,
We're talking recap.
Yes, we're skipping them.
You were skipping it. Yeah, it was just a quick.
So I can't look in there.
I was not serious. That was not
No.
serious.
I was looking in there. I was seeing if there was anything interesting that happened. I didn't even watch.
I could add some insight to the second half of the Citrus Bowl, but I choose not to. That was the Arch Michigan game.
Yes.
What was Coop had to go to the restroom. That was funny.
That was good. The fist bump. I've done that. I've done that at least 10 to 15 times in Beaver Stadium. As you're heading out, you're watching the last play, and you head out. You head to the bathroom. You catch the end of the play on the TV on the way to the bathroom.
You say this is the Fiesta Bowl.
Tostitos Fiesta Bowl, yes.
Verbo.
I mean, what I would be looking for here is Miami's got to screw it up at some point. Ole Miss has got to run out of steam at some point. So someone's going to get another life here.
What's the number that Ole Miss has to get to where my back ass can't get there, and that offense is just too much?
Oh, Ole Miss has
28?
30 game over
points?
for sure.
31 was what I was going to say. We're all in the neighborhood.
I was going to say 28. If Ole Miss gets to 28 points, it might be night-night. And I think Chambliss is rolling good enough. The defense was – they went against Georgia, and I know this is not a vintage Georgia defense, but Ole Miss has gone against a number of good defenses this year. You talk about Oklahoma, as well as LSU's defense was halfway decent, I think, for most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Georgia a couple of times. I don't think they're going to be intimidated by any means. I'm not saying that they're going to dominate this Miami defense, but I don't think they're going to be completely shut down here. And they're clicking at the right time. Chambliss is on fire. He's riding. They're going to ride that hot hand, and I think this offense will be able to get to that 28 points. Miami, I think they'll have a couple of plays themselves as well, Tony. That Ole Miss defense isn't the best, right? But I think Golding will get a timely stop here and there. I think I'll go 28-21 Ole Miss here.
Yeah, 28-24 for me is good. Not much to add other than what AY backing what AY said about Miami's just gonna screw this up. There's no way. If we cannot do a Ass Dozer v Moranio title game.
They played that game last year.
Being favored to happen.
Miami had to come back and beat Fernando last year, right? In Cal with the Boca General.
Yeah, that whole circus.
They did, yeah, from 35-10.
Yeah. Wow. Fernando needs the revenge.
I'm on Ole Miss here too. Last time I saw them was the Egg Bowl, and they were mad impressive that game.
Yeah.
And from what you guys are saying, they've
Chambliss. That second half was something. I'm telling you, it's the closest I've seen to Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel.
That'll be. I'll get to that in late July.
His stature included. His stature, very much Johnny-esque. And we're making good time here, AY. We got 3 minutes. Keep
On
us
to what bowl game is this?
This is the Peach Bowl in Hotlanta.
Peach Bowl, Oregon, Indiana. Indy laying 3.5.
A rematch here.
Is it a rematch?
Is Onions going?
Not going.
Not going.
Yeah, I got to back them. I know I picked Oregon to win this game in our brackets.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Mighty impressive. Don't necessarily want to step in front of it. This does go against kind of I wouldn't say you're buying low on Oregon. Certainly wasn't. Again, I think it was the worst playoff game I've ever seen against Texas Tech versus Indiana reaching euphoria for
God,
most.
God tier.
Exactly. So that makes me a little nervous to back the Hoosiers here, but I'm gonna ride the train to Miami and hope that my cousins get there.
All right. I am joining you there. Similar to you, or not just similar, exactly the same as you. I had Oregon beating them here, or not beating them, beating Alabama in this stage of the bracket. But I think as much as I've tried to rationalize as many ways as I could, beating a team twice in a season, Oregon coming on late. But Indiana not being for real. After watching Oregon and that offense against Texas Tech, I shudder to think what's going to happen to play against a defense like Indiana's. It was so gap sound, so disciplined. They didn't show any signs of wear and tear even without Daly there on the defensive line missing. I don't know. Maybe it was just Alabama being ass Alabama that should have not been there, and Notre Dame should have been in there instead. But I don't know.
I think it's more of that, but
I do as well. I want to pick Oregon. Every fiber in my being is picking Oregon here, but I'll HP it and say I'll go 3-point win for Cignetti.
All right.
Somehow I actually predicted this game, and I've seen nothing to change my mind, so I'm not going to change it now. 3.5 though, I'll lay it. Indiana by 7.
That's the West from last year. AY pushing the pillars for last victory.
Yeah,
or the last L for Indiana.
They are the best team in the state.
Pains him to say it.
It's crazy.
Oh, wow. Just at 30 minutes, like AY ordered.
We got 1 minute to give a preview of the game Sunday at 1 p.m.
There we go.
Duval County.
Duval.
Liam, he did it. I can't believe it. He did it.
Coach Cohen says the best Duval. Everyone's clowning them, just like everyone was, clown Dan Campbell, his introductory presser.
How's that holding up though? At the moment?
Cohen gets clowned. Who's the clown now? Duval County by 2 touchdowns over the Bills.
Here we go.
Yeah, suck it, Ock.
Yeah, bend over, Ock. You're going through a table, cuh.
You guys gonna watch it together?
No, I'll be away. I don't want to watch with him either. He just talked too much.
Yeah, Ken, how many Michigan games over the years do you think you've sat and watched with him?
I watched at least the 2021 one. I don't think he was at the 2023 one. And I don't remember any before that.
You've known him for a while now.
I know. I've known him for a while. I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question.
All right. I can imagine Ocker may not be the person to watch your team play against.
I think, especially given where he was sitting and the tickets that he had, I know he was very subdued. He's very subdued.
Okay.
Enough said.
The Fiesta Bowl is Thursday nights, Peach Bowl Friday night. Then playoff games, and then Dan brings us home Monday night.
That's right. The one true contender, the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's amazing that they had the priest doing this stuff, and then also like Rodgers looking like Obi-Wan Kenobi with the guy like falling down on the last touchdown pass.
Poetic.
Jedi powers or something. like
Jedi
that.
powers.
Yeah, they did it though.
Unbelievable.
Okay, we'll be back at some point. One game to go, and we can do some portal stuff. We'll see where the portal shakes out. 3 games left. Okay. For me, hey, West Eagles, the capital rest of the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. To my west, Deberg.
Good night, all.
And Ken to my east.
Good night, guys.
Thank you for listening. We will see you next time. Have a good one.